God created time at the inception of the physical universe. This act is described in modern physics as the recognition of increments as indefinite continued progress of existence. They say indefinite because various things can be monitored, various things cannot be monitored, but there is a continuing progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. Now watch the following. Time is relative with man, but absolute with God. He inhabits all of eternity. All time, all events, past, present, future, are before Him, not before us. So let's talk briefly about relativity, and as we do, I want you to know that back in the case is the original letter typed by Albert Einstein on his own personal typewriter in German and submitted at the request to the science editor of the New York Times. That was his very first defense of his theory of relativity. Now, there are good things about it, there are bad things about it. But we must at least be aware of the theory of relativity, and I'll encapsulate that briefly here. But we have the original document. That's a priceless document from the standpoint of academia. Now, relativity. In view of the fact that we can be in only one place at a given moment, or can measure only one event in a given description, our philosophers and scientists have formulated the theory of relativity to envision our relative time and our relationship to the universe. Author Carlo Velli abbreviated the current concept of this theory. He said, time depends on speed and mass, which means it's not as consistent as we think. We conventionally think of time as something simple and fundamental. Now, he is an evolutionist, and he's a specialist in this area of relativity, so we're giving him his moment to give his speech. It flows uniformly, independent of everything else, from the past to the future, measured by clocks and watches. In the course of time, the events of the universe succeed each other in an orderly way, pasts, presents, and futures. The past is fixed, the future open, one after another. The characteristic features of time have proven to be approximations. That's because we can't be everywhere at one time. What we call time is a complex collection, he said, of structures, of layers. Now, this is his opinion. In this modification of the structure of time, mass slows down time around itself. The earth is a large mass and slows down time in its vicinity. We won't try to defend this or discuss it at length. I just want you to be aware that we are aware of the ramifications, and we have creation scholars who are able to discuss this at length. The earth is a large mass and slows down time in its vicinity. It does so more in the plains and less in the mountains, because the plains are closer to it. They're closer to the bulk of mass. Therefore, if things fall, it's due to the slowing of time. Now, that's a new concept. We won't defend that at this moment at all, but this is the standard theory. Where time passes uniformly in interplanetary space, where NASA sends its operations, things don't fall, they float. Here on the surface of our planet, on the other hand, things fall downward because down here, time is slowed by the Earth, according to this theory. Each of two bodies in space gradually acts on that which is between them, space and time, modifying them just as someone immersed in water displaces the liquid around them. This modification of the structure of time influences the movement of bodies and causing them to fall or gravitate toward each other. Now, that is in contradistinction to Newtonian physics. Physicist John Wheeler summed the concept of relativity as follows. Space-time tells matter how to move. Matter tells space-time how to curve. And there's physicist John Wheeler's likeness.